what I hope happens is that Gojo gets severely weakened, because I think Gojo needs to be weakened or die. I think he needs to be weakened or die, right? Like to pass on, because what he wants to do is make our characters, the students, as strong or stronger than, but actually stronger than him, to surpass him and go further beyond, not plus ultra, but but further beyond a special grade rating. Anyways, moving into like talking about some stuff. This is, you are warned, the series in the spoilers for right here are the series I'm going to be talking about, and the spoilers for those series, because I've read either all of these series or a chunk of the series enough for me to want to talk about them. So yeah, I have begun the grilling process. Inshallah, she will soon be covered in barbecue sauce. Meat. Alhamdulillah. Listen, okay. All right. Anyways, like I said, your final warning. I want to talk about some of these series, and these are the ones that are going to be spoilers for them. If you don't want to hear the spoilers, dip for a little bit. We're going to be playing some video games soon. We're going to be doing some normal reacting and playing some video games soon. I just wanted to talk about some of this really quick. Right? So there you go. Rukia is a Shinigami. Now that is true. She is a Shitty-gummy. But I watch the English version, and I read the Viz version, so I don't ever see the word Shikigami, thankfully. Sorry, I had never seen the word Shinigami, thankfully, and I only know them as Soul Reapers, which I think is based in Epic and way better than Shinigami, but mostly because I know what a Soul Reaper is, and I don't know what the fuck a Shinigami is. This is your final warning. Anyways, what should we start with? Let's start with JJK. All right. So, yo, who's been keeping up with JJK recently? Or do I have anybody here who keeps up with JJK? I don't know how many people actually do in my audience. Shitty-gummy? Yeah. Me? Yeah, JJK. Watch season 1, most of it. I don't think I finished it. Well, once again, we were talking about spoilers, so if you care about the series being spoiled, then skedat. But me? So, yeah, so, man, it's wild. Listen, okay? I trust Gege. I don't want to, like, I don't want to distrust Gege, but I still really wish that he would have allowed us to have, I still really wish that he would have allowed us to have a moment when Gojo came back, or like when he got unsealed. I'm sorry, this series is so dark and so sad, and they like, our characters lose so much, including their lives, and sometimes multiple times. I just like, I really wanted, because like there was no break for, I like, the series has been going on for a while, but if you reread the series right now, from like Sukuna and Gojo's fight right now, it's just nonstop. It's right. It's nonstop. Like our characters have not stopped fighting since Shibuya, and honestly, our characters had not stopped fighting. If I'm gonna be honest with you, since Mahito and the disaster curses showed up, they have not stopped fighting since Gojo had to beat Jogo's ass. Ever since then, it's just been constant fighting, and in the series, it's only been, I mean, up until Gojo got unsealed, 19 days. It had been 19 days, and like our heroes have had like zero time to chill. I think like I would have loved to see just like a really slow series. Sorry, a really slow section. Multiple like 5, 10. Give me 10 chapters. I would love it. 10 chapters of everybody filling in Gojo on everything, seeing his reaction, and seeing their plan for what they're going to be doing next. I would have loved to see it. I'm not gonna lie. Gojo was sealed? I think he might have already knew. While he was in the prison realm? No, he didn't. He didn't know any of that while he was in the prison realm. He knows now, but that's because they told him. Yuji needs a training arc. badly. Well, JJK doesn't have training arcs, and I don't think JJK needs training arcs. And I don't think JJK should have training arcs. I think Yuji.
This meme is very real.
Power ups in JJK don't come through training arcs. Well, now, right? When it comes to our characters, it's not like other series where you need to have a. They need to be punching and training, and with the compilation music, like when Deku first got All for One, he needed to move all the shit on the beach to be able to build his body to not instantly blow up every time he throws a punch. Now, instead of it instantly blowing up every time he throws a punch, it just like kind of shatters when he throws a punch. It turns into jelly. His bones turn into dust, but it doesn't blow up, right? Like changes and increases in power in JJK don't come through training arcs, they come through changes in mindset, which is important because like the powers in JJK come a lot from the character's mindset and their ideas of it. If you change your mindset on your ability, your ability simply changes. That's how you get powers, right? That's why Maki, when she first got Toji's power of heavenly restriction, that's why she wasn't as fast or as strong as Toji, because she didn't have like Toji's mindset. She wasn't seeing something. She finally she changed her mindset, and then instantly she was able to like swat Naoya, like curse spirit Naoya out of the air like a bug. Because the 6 eyes and the fighting is training. On the job. If you don't die, you're trained. Yeah, I mean, yeah, learn on the job stuff, but yeah, I mean that's just typically where a lot of like power-ups and everything come from in JJK. But you know, Gay was really surprised when the baseball chapter was very well received. They used it. Sorry, they got used to keeping the non-stop pacing to not get canceled initially. Yeah. Well, welcome to having to post for Shonen Jump. Because Shonen's like, what, Shonen isn't, I don't keep up with Shonen like that, but isn't Shonen like well known for canceling everything and anything and everything right now? So we had to be like sprinting from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. So everybody keeps watching because if not, Shonen was just going to take his series, spit in his face and then throw it in the trash and tell him to kill himself. So I get it, but now that like now that JJK is the #1 series, like in the entire world of manga, I think I would have loved to have like we're due for a slowdown, you know? Like I get it. I do like it. We're all set up for the ending. I just really wish that I got my time with I really just wanted to see Yuji, you know, after everything, freaking run up and give Gojo a hug and be like, Gojo sensei, you're back. And he's like crying and he's like, yeah, man, I'm back. I would have loved to see that. I'm actually pretty sad I didn't, but you know, whatever, I guess. I hope we get a little bit. I'm hoping in the in like the anime when that comes out in like 10 years from now, that we'll be able to have that the director will add some more time with them, just, you know, being like, welcome back, Gojo. I mean, he did when Gojo went to fight, sorta. I mean, you mean when oh no, why am I blanking on his name? Oh no. Wait, what's his? Oh no, what? Why am I blanking on his name? Oh shit. Oh no. He's a cool character too. Oh no. What's his name? One of the managers who's always with Gojo. The guy who he told to stop, whose life he saved. Because he never actually wanted to be a sorcerer like that. Who almost died in Shibuya. Yuji suffers some Ijichi. Thank you. Yes. Ijichi. Yeah, when he was with Ijichi, and they were going to the top of the stairs in Shibuya. Yeah, I mean, there were some times but like, that was at the end of their 1 month. I wanted to see the beginning of their 1 month, like everybody laying their eyes on Gojo for the first time in 19 days, and after everything that's been going on. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see everybody's face seeing Gojo for the first time, and like have hope be put in their hearts at least like a little bit for the first time in the entire series. I would have loved it. I would have loved it. Sometime, but you know, whatever, I guess. Whatever, I guess. Anyways, yeah, I've been thinking about like what's gonna happen in this fight. I've been kind of like theory crafting like how the series is going to end, and I'm still not necessarily completely sure. Because a lot of people are set up to fight. There aren't that many big bads. It's not like My Hero where there are like a 1,000 big bads. So there are 1,000 bads, and all of them can be and so you can easily find somebody to fight at the end. There's like 2 guys, and in reality there's like 1 guy. There's 2 guys, but in reality there's 1 guy, and it's Sukuna, who's like the issue here, and nobody can kill him except for Gojo, and Gojo can't kill him because then the series just ends. So I'm really wondering what Gege is going to be doing here and how he's going to be writing himself out of this one, because Gojo's back and he's too strong and he can't leave again unless he's then killed. But like, then how do you kill him? Unless you just say that Sukuna's last Shikigami in 10 Shadows and also his hidden curse technique is just like is the kill Gojo button. It's a button that I have that kills Gojo instantly, because we need the series to continue. And I hope it's not just like he has the kill Gojo button and then Gojo gets killed. I hope that's not what happens, but he's Gojo. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, Gojo's so strong, bro had to write him out of the entire story just so he would have the ability to write a story. Because while Gojo is alive, the only thing you think of when things are happening in JJK are, I hope Gojo gets here to stop it, because Gojo's the only person who can stop it. Dismantle plus Megumi Shikigami might actually do something, but like, they can't. Like, it's 10 Shadows Maguna is scary to everybody except for Gojo, right? Because right now, there's no reason why Gojo should lose to Sukuna. Like, right now, there's no reason. There's no reason in like the story, in the fan book, in anything, in this entire series that gives any real reason for why Gojo should lose to Sukuna in 10 out of 10 fights. I mean, let's just be honest with each other. From what we know right now, right? Like, that can change, but from what we know right now, there's no reason why he should be able to kill Gojo. He doesn't want to kill Megumi. Like, sure, but also at the beginning of the fight, he also said that he's going to worry about freeing Megumi, or he's going to worry about Megumi after killing Sukuna. So what I would imagine is they plan to beat the fuck out of Sukuna so bad that he just can't move, and then they capture him and then figure out a way to pull him out of Megumi. That's what I think is going on right now, because he's looking to kill him. Like, if he's trying to save Megumi, I don't think you start off with a 200% output, you know, hollow purple and shoot it at his forehead and hope to and hope to kill him in that moment, right? Like, I know he wasn't surprised that he didn't kill him in that moment, right? Because, you know, I think that he just wanted to get the momentum in the fight, but that's not a I want to save Megumi type attack. 200% hollow purple booger flick, just fuck you into your forehead, bro. I'm not sure about that one, but you know, Gojo has said from the very beginning that he could beat Sukuna. I believe him. Yeah, and Sukuna said that he could beat Gojo from the very beginning, and honestly, this is a story, and so it would make sense that Sukuna would beat Gojo, or in some way beat Gojo, but right now there's no reason why you should believe that Sukuna should win against Gojo in 10 out of 10 fights. If you ran the simulation like 1 billion times, Gojo would win 1 billion times from what we know right now. Simply because, like, what does Sukuna have to stop Gojo? Like, genuinely, like, Dismantle and Cleave can't get past Limitless. He can't punch him. It can't get past Limitless. Like, his Fire Arrow can't get past Limitless. No reason to believe why it can get past Limitless. Maharaga, he hollow purples Maharaga in the fucking forehead. He kills him instantly. If Sukuna can kill Maharaga in one attack, then Gojo can kill Maharaga in one attack. There's no reason to think that he couldn't. Like, he just shoots a hollow purple at Maharaga and then Maharaga disappears. He flies into the air where Maharaga can't reach him, and then he looks down and shoots a hollow purple, and he puts a hole in the earth, and Maharaga just disappears. And if that doesn't kill him, then he just shoots a red afterwards, and then he turns into vapor. Or a blue afterwards, and then he just turns into vapor. Or he walks up to him and then uses Limitless, and then like he did to one of the disaster curses. Back in Shibuya, he just walks up to them and crushes them with his aura. He could just crush Maharaga with his aura again. Yeah, he literally could just delete Maharaga. He has four abilities that could just delete Maharaga. And once again, you need 2 if the first one doesn't kill to stop Maharaga. And it seems like Maharaga can like counter, but not like perfectly, because if Maharaga can adapt to any and all phenomena, like it said in the show, perfectly, then there's no reason why Sukuna's domain should have done anything to Maharaga, because he already used Cleave and Dismantle, and his domain is just Cleave and Dismantle, but really strong now. And automatic. You know what I mean? So obviously he could use another version of like Limitless. I think personally, in my opinion, he could just use another version of Limitless, which would be you know, red or blue or purple, right? Or the Limitless barrier itself to just delete him again. There's no like, Maharaga sounds scary, but on paper Maharaga isn't scary to Gojo. Nor Cleave nor Dismantle could get through Limitless. The arrow can't get through Limitless. The only thing that can get through Limitless is his domain expansion, but there's no reason that Gojo should get trapped in Sukuna's domain expansion. He should just like teleport. The second he opens up his domain expansion, he should just teleport away. And then he can teleport miles instantly. Miles instantly. So there's no reason that Gojo should be trapped by that. The shadows teleport away again. There's no reason why he should be trapped in the shadows. There's no reason why he should be trapped in the shadow. He recently made it out of the Japanese trench instantly. The second he was out of the second he was out of the prison realm, instantly he teleported miles instantly. There's no reason why he should be trapped in 10 Shadows shadow. Well, there's no reason why he should be trapped in 10 Shadows. But Sukuna's domain is external, isn't it? Yeah, but like, it's really strong, but it's strong because it has a weakness, and that weakness is it has an exit. And the exit doesn't really mean anything to anybody except for Gojo, because Gojo can teleport instantly as far as he wants. Well, as far as we know, as far as he wants. Gege hasn't said that there's like a limit to his teleport at the moment. The deer might actually fuck with Limitless due to it radiating reverse curse technique. I did think about that as well, but Gojo could just like stay away from the deer. Like what? Like Sukuna camps the deer? I think he's too proud to just camp the deer. So either the deer needs to be able to move with Sukuna, which I'm not sure if it can. No other 10 Shadows seems to be able to just like do that. And I have no reason to believe that can't either. Like, but like, I feel like to use the deer, he has to hit him first. And then there's domain amplification. And that may be a real thing, but Sukuna can't use domain amplification with his curse technique, as far as I know. I don't think you can fill your, you can't do that, right? Can you fill your, can you fill your curse technique with reverse curse technique? Like reverse curse technique is a technique in all like by itself. He can't fill his cleave and dismantle with reverse curse technique as a curse technique and then shoot it, right? Can Sukuna spawn a shadow on Gojo? Sukuna can use Gojo's shadow to like spawn behind him and stuff. Kind of like that character in Bleach. I'm blanking on names right now. The new head captain of Bleach, of the 13 Court Guard squads. Like he also has a shadow technique. But no, Sukuna can't just spawn a shadow. He can't just like, I don't think he can just sink Gojo into his own, yeah, Shunsui, thank you. I don't think he can just sink him into his own shadow. I don't think so. I think you have to be enveloped in like Chimera Shadow Garden. But at the same time, I don't know if Sukuna has Chimera Shadow Garden. Because like they said that a domain expansion is an expansion of your innate domain. It's like bringing your own innate domain forward. Just because Sukuna has Megumi's body doesn't mean that he has Megumi's innate domain. I would imagine that Megumi is inside of his innate domain, and like Sukuna's just enveloping his innate domain inside of his own body, meaning that he would be able to, meaning that he would only have his own curse tech. He would only have his own domain expansion. I don't think that there's a reason why he would have Megumi's domain expansion. Like he can have his curse technique, but that's not that's not an extension of your domain. Story-wise, it makes sense for either Gojo to get new weakness or Sukuna to get a new power to be able to beat Gojo. Yeah, what I hope happens is that Gojo gets severely weakened, because I think Gojo needs to be weakened or die. I think he needs to be weakened or die, right? Like to pass on, because what he wants to do is make our characters, the students, as strong or stronger than, but actually stronger than him, to surpass him and go further beyond, not plus ultra, but but further beyond a special grade rating. Let's be honest, Gojo's too powerful. Yeah, and it's cool, and that's the point. I like Gojo. I don't think Gojo's a bad character. I'm just wondering. I'm not saying that I think that this is bad. Just to be clear, all I'm saying is that I want Gege. I don't know what Gege is going to do to write himself out of this conundrum. And I hope that whatever he chooses is cool, because JJK is a cool series and Gojo's a cool character. And if he's killed, he needs to be killed in a cool way because he's badass. And badass characters deserve badass deaths. Malevolent Shrine will probably have a 10 Shadows buff. But will it? I see no reason for that to be the case. Wait a second. So Kenjaku is in Geto's body. When like Kenjaku was fighting Yuki and he used that like domain expansion, was that his domain expansion or was that Geto's domain expansion? That was his domain expansion, right? I always thought it was his domain expansion, because when Sukuna was in Yuji, like Yuji doesn't have a curse technique, but like he wasn't getting black flashes like Yuji, which would mean that not everything transfers over. It was Kenjaku's. Yeah. So when you possess somebody, I have no reason to believe that Geto didn't have I have no reason to believe that Geto didn't have a domain expansion. It seems like we haven't seen anybody who's possessed another person who can use their domain expansion. I don't think they can use their domain expansion. Maybe there's going to be something where like Sukuna finds a way to force Megumi to use his domain expansion while he still possesses him. Maybe. I think that would be cool. Actually, that's the first time I've actually thought about that. I feel like that would be cool. What do you think? Like Sukuna finds a way to force Megumi to use his domain expansion, or something, or he like tricks him into using his domain expansion so he can trap Gojo in like a fully formed 10 Shadows. Because like a fully formed 10 Shadows will just kill Gojo. I think that'll kill Gojo. But I don't have any reason to believe that. Yeah, it was his domain expansion because he worked on it, and so it was it's not barrierless. I think that's Viz's fault for saying that it's barrierless. It has an open barrier. Gravity is Mama Yuji's technique. Yeah. I'm not saying that like, yeah, but we're just talking about domain expansion. I'm not talking about their curse techniques, because we already know that you can steal someone's curse technique. That's why Sukuna wanted Megumi to take his curse technique, right? We're just talking about the domain expansion. I know, and I don't think that he can pull off. I don't think if you possess somebody in the series, you can take their domain expansion. I don't think you can do that so far. I'll come back later. I haven't read that far in in Chainsaw Man or JJK. Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah, so that's happening. I also want to see what happens when it comes to Ino. Like, what's the point of Ino coming back? Like, what does he have to say? Because he was super close to Nanami. I want to see what he has to, because he looked mad serious after like getting his ass beat by Juno or Gino in oh my bad, not Gino. Who was that? Oh, that was like Toji. That was like called forth Toji. That was summoned Toji. Who beat his ass in Shibuya. So yeah, he still gets the shadow. He can still mess with the shadows. What is his curse technique again? Whose? Gino? Sorry, not Gino. Ino. His curse technique is it's a version of a seance technique, which means he calls upon spirits, but not in the way that Geto does. Like he doesn't have curse spirit manipulation. Well, he kind of does, but it's very specific spirits, not like spirits that are he can't just like scoop up a random, you know, special grade. You know what I mean? Gino, yeah, Ino. But he has like a seance type of technique where he can use the abilities of a specific set of spirits, of very powerful spirits. He didn't get to use it that much before he got his ass beat, and it wasn't shown very much, but it seemed like it's a strong ability. The only thing he really did was shoot little cones, and then he got his shit rocked. So, and we haven't seen him in like 100 chapters. But Nanami isn't that strong. Oh, I'm just saying that Ino is important to the story because he was directly under Nanami, and Nanami died, which means that now that he came back and we didn't see what he had to talk about, but we were shown that he's cooking something up. I want to know what he's cooking. I don't know what he's cooking. So that's a loose end that needs to be tied up. That I hope gets tied up really well. What happened with Yuji's mom? That's really important. What happened to his parents? I think that's pretty important. He hasn't seemed to care much about his parents outside of his grandpa. I think they both died before he was old enough to even remember them. So that could be a big reason. And he also doesn't seem to care very much about Kenjaku being his dad, which I also think is pretty wild. You know what I mean? I wish that like Kenjaku being his dad would, you know, or his dad mom. Don't you? It's crazy. I try not to think about it that much, but don't you think it's crazy that like Kenjaku probably killed Yuji's mom, took over her body, and then got himself impregnated on Yuji's dad's dick, and then gave birth to Yuji, then hopped out of his mom and then killed his dad? Like, what? Bro, what? Relatable? Okay. The fuck did I just walk into? Once again, spoiler talk. Kenjaku has to have a confrontation with Yuji. He has to, right? Because at the end of Shibuya, he was like, thanks for taking care of my son, or thanks for being friends with my son. That means he feels, you know, at least some sort of way, a little bit about Yuji, you know, even as like a meme. That's what I would think. Canon trans man? Well, canon body hopper who can take control of everybody's body. So I guess at some point he wasn't, well, no, actually, he was just, no, actually. He was just a guy who was puppeting around the body of a woman. Because I wouldn't say that's a... Yeah, Kenjaku is a brain. He's brain gender. He is canon just a guy. He's canon just a brain. Nanami is competent and strong. Yeah, but I'm not talking about his strength. I'm just talking about his relationship to Ino, which means that his relationship to the story is like cooked up to be something. His mom died somehow, then Yuji's dad was upset and distraught, made a deal with Kenjaku. You think so? You think so? Like after, that'd be wild. You're right. Actually, that does make sense. That it would be something like Yuji's mom died before she had a kid, and he wanted a kid with her, and so he like asked Kenjaku or somebody to do something about it to like bring his mom back, and then Kenjaku was like, yeah, man, I can bring your wife back 100%. But like, and then he just like hopped into her body and just didn't tell him, but she was just back, and he was like, oh, she's back, so whatever. And so that's why Yuji's grandpa was like, you can't keep messing around with this woman, right? I don't think he knew that it was Kenjaku in his wife's dead body, but I do think that he made a deal with like Kenjaku or something or somebody to bring her back, and is just happy now that he has a kid and he just doesn't care. Whoever the fuck Yuji is has to be explained, because even Sukuna was creeped out by what Yuji is. When Yuji jumped and broke the building that he was jumping off of because he was jumping so strong, screaming Sukuna, you know. I do think, well, we kind of know what he is already. He was bred to be a vessel for Sukuna. Period. Right? He was bred to be a vessel for Sukuna. But I think what happened is that he was a cursed womb. You know, the series was supposed to originally be called Cursed Womb, right? I think that Kenjaku was just looking for a woman, so he could take her womb, fill it with curse, and then fill it with cum, so he can create a cursed baby that could be a vessel for Sukuna. Cursed Womb is a terrible manga name. Cursed Womb is the name of the first chapter. It actually is the name of the first couple chapters. But yeah, I feel you. Instead he just called it the chat. He just named the chapters after that. Oh, my bad. Sorry, not Cursed Womb. Fearsome Womb. It was supposed to be Fearsome Womb, not Cursed Womb. A cursed womb is something in the game. Sorry, it's the game. A cursed womb is something in the series. Fearsome Womb was supposed to be the name of the series, if I remember correctly. Do we know for a fact that it was Kenjaku that conceived Yuji? Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah. Well, actually, yes, because remember, if you like, there was a scene back when Yuji was near firstborn, and Yuji's mom comes out, and she has the same stitches on her forehead as Geto does right now, which means that Kenjaku is in her body at that moment in time, right? And Yuji's grandpa says that you can't keep, like, you know, being around this woman. I know that your wife died before you had a kid, but like there's something not right about this. You know what I mean? There's something wrong going on here, right? Yeah, just like yeah. And the fact that he literally said at the end of Shibuya, "Thank you for being friends with my son," referring to Yuji. Bro definitely pumped that out of his pussy. There is evil afoot. There is evil afoot, and a womb as well. Dude, Gege has something with wombs. Gege has like Gege just keeps talking about wombs. He actually can't stop himself. The whole series revolves around like cursed wombs and woman wombs. He wanted to call the series Fearsome Womb. The first chapters are called Fearsome Womb. One of the first big bads was a cursed womb. Then there's like the 7 or 9 death painting wombs. Sorry, or death paintings, which are like the 7 cursed wombs. And then Yuji eats the cursed wombs. And Chozo is a cursed womb as well. And Yuji's also from a cursed womb. It's just like, it's so much. Wommy. Kenjaku is the mascot of Dangerous Thussy. That is true. He is also a rapist. Hidden Breeder. That's what the series should have been called. Can you imagine if the series was called Hidden Breeder? That would have gone crazy. I think I know what the author has a phobia of. Woman pussy. Is that what you mean? I'd read it. Fearsome Breeder. There ain't nothing like a good piece of new womb. Please stop. Oh no. Yo, I'm just curious. Do y'all remember like every plot point of the stuff you read? Or do you remember more of the big plot points and the feelings that for me personally, I like to dig into all of the I like series that I can think about and theory craft on. And so I personally remember all of those plot points, but because I make an effort to, if not, then I just remember the overarching plot. But when it comes to these series, I've dug into like most of the plot points except for Bleach. Bleach is too damn big. And not everything in My Hero. My Hero is like a little big, but not too big. Bleach is too damn big to get into everything yet. And I haven't read all of Chainsaw Man. But when it comes to JJK, I've read most of everything, yeah. And I know most of, I recognize, if not know, most all of the plot points. I always got to the wiki when I always go to the wiki when I forget. Yeah. I haven't I actually haven't read that far into Chainsaw Man. So I only added Chainsaw Man in there so I can talk about the little bit that I've read already and how it's made me feel. But I'm going to be doing like a blind read through, a blind review of Chainsaw Man on the second channel. So I want to do that sometime when I have the time to get back into it. But yeah, I don't know that much about Chainsaw Man at the moment. Have you read Berserk? I have not. It's too much for me. From what I've seen, it's too much for me. It's too crazy. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.